There are some celebrity stories that explode online because of shocking breakups. Others take over headlines because of messy drama, unexpected twists, or emotional public moments. But every once in a while, a story begins with something much smaller. A few photographs, a casual walk, a tired expression. And somehow that tiny moment turns into a massive online debate. That is exactly what is happening right now with Elsie Hewitt and Pete Davidson. What started as paparazzi photos quickly turned into accusations, emotional reactions, social media battles, and fans trying to figure out what is really happening behind the scenes. Because after being criticized over her appearance, Elsie Hewitt did not stay silent. Instead, she responded in a way that immediately grabbed attention. But what really got people talking was the possibility that hidden inside her response was a subtle message aimed directly at her ex, Pete Davidson.
That can be incredibly harsh, especially towards celebrity mothers. For years, people have talked about impossible beauty standards in Hollywood, but many fans say those expectations become even more intense when women become moms. The pressure to look perfect, smile for cameras, and somehow appear glamorous while raising a newborn seems almost impossible. And recently, Elsie Hewitt found herself right in the center of that pressure. Paparazzi captured photos of her during what looked like an ordinary day out with her daughter. Nothing about the images seemed particularly dramatic. It appeared to be a normal moment, a mother spending time with her child. But as often happens online, people immediately shifted attention away from reality and toward criticism. Social media users began pointing out her appearance. Some said she looked exhausted. Others focused on her casual clothing. Some even criticized the tired look on her face. And suddenly, a woman simply walking with her daughter became the center of online judgment. For many people, the criticism felt unfair almost instantly, because anyone who has ever cared for a newborn knows what life looks like during those early months. Sleep becomes rare. Energy disappears, routines completely change, days and nights blend together, and many fans felt people were criticizing something very obvious. She looked tired because she probably was tired. But Elsie Hewitt clearly reached a point where she decided enough was enough. Instead of ignoring the comments, she responded directly, and her words immediately spread online. She sarcastically said, "Noted, next time I will try to look nicer when I get paparazzi'd on a walk with my daughter." Immediately, people could hear the frustration underneath the humor. But then, she added another statement that completely shifted the mood. "I don't know how to get rid of the eye bags because I don't sleep." Suddenly, the sarcasm disappeared and reality entered the conversation, because in that one sentence, many people instantly connected with her. The statement felt honest, it felt raw, and it felt like someone reaching a point of exhaustion. Then, Elsie Hewitt continued speaking, and fans believe this was where the situation became much deeper. She explained, "I have a baby to take care of, and I also have to work and make money. I'm doing it on my own, which is hard." That line immediately sent social media into detective mode, because now people started asking a much larger question. Was she only talking about motherhood? Or was she revealing frustrations connected to her breakup with Pete Davidson? That question quickly became the center of the conversation. For people following the story from the beginning, the situation felt especially surprising because things once looked very different. Just months earlier, Elsie Hewitt and Pete Davidson appeared to be entering a happy new chapter. Back in December, the couple welcomed their daughter Scottie into the world. At the time, fans celebrated the news. Social media reactions poured in almost immediately. Many people felt this represented a major turning point for Pete Davidson. Because throughout the years, Pete's life has constantly played out under a spotlight. From his comedy career to his high-profile relationships, he has remained one of entertainment's most talked-about personalities. Whether appearing on Saturday Night Live or making headlines for celebrity romances, his life has rarely been quiet. But fatherhood felt different. Fatherhood felt personal. And perhaps most importantly, fatherhood seemed like something Pete Davidson genuinely wanted. In previous interviews, Pete openly discussed becoming a parent. He emotionally shared, "It's been my dream forever since I was a little kid." Fans immediately connected with that statement because it sounded sincere, it sounded vulnerable, and for many viewers, it felt like they were hearing a side of Pete rarely seen in headlines. Then he continued with even more emotional words. "The baby's mother is one of my favorite people to ever exist, ever. She's gonna be a great mom. At the time, fans absolutely loved hearing him talk that way because celebrity relationships often move quickly and disappear just as fast. But hearing Pete speak with such admiration toward Elsie Hewitt made people believe this relationship was different. Then came perhaps his most emotional statement. "I hope to be the dad that I hoped that I would have." That line hit fans hard. Because behind the comedy and celebrity headlines, people saw a person talking honestly about dreams, family, and wanting to build something meaningful. Many believed they were witnessing growth. Many believed this represented a new chapter. And for a while, everything looked hopeful, which made what happened next feel even more shocking. Only 5 months after welcoming Scottie Rose, reports surfaced saying Pete Davidson and Elsie Hewitt had officially split. The reason behind the separation remained unclear. Reports described the breakup as involving private issues, but very quickly, fans started asking questions, and as often happens online, people began searching for clues. Then came the moment that completely exploded across social media. According to reports, Elsie Hewitt liked a comment online that read, "Not staying with your partner when they are postpartum is insanely loser behavior." That single interaction instantly created chaos because liking a comment online may seem small, but celebrity fans know that one click can suddenly become front-page news. People immediately started interpreting the meaning. Some believed she was directly calling out Pete Davidson. Others argued people were reading too much into it. Some defended Elsie, others defended Pete. And before long, the internet transformed into what it always becomes during celebrity drama, a giant courtroom. People picked sides, people built theories, people started creating entire narratives. But then, another major development arrived. A source close to Pete Davidson reportedly responded to growing claims online. According to reports, the source stated that Pete had paid expenses connected to Scottie Rose, including health-related costs, apartment expenses, health insurance, and additional support. The source also claimed Pete has been available, accessible, and around consistently to be able to take care of Scottie. Suddenly, fans became even more divided, because if that statement was true, then social media may have rushed toward conclusions. And this is exactly where celebrity stories become complicated, because fans often see one emotional post, one comment, one reaction, and immediately decide they know everything. But relationships are rarely simple. Breakups become emotional, parenting becomes emotional, and situations involving children become even more complicated, especially when millions of strangers start adding opinions. Still, many fans continued focusing on Elsie Hewitt's emotional comments because they felt genuine. Because even if no hidden message existed, many people still heard exhaustion in her voice. Not just physical exhaustion, emotional exhaustion, mental exhaustion, and perhaps that reality matters more than internet speculation, because postpartum life can already feel overwhelming without public attention. Now imagine dealing with paparazzi cameras, imagine strangers discussing your appearance, imagine headlines analyzing your relationship, imagine social media creating theories about your family. That level of pressure can become enormous, and Elsie Hewitt later seemed to hint at exactly that. She explained, "No one likes to have their whole entire life aired out." That statement resonated with many people, because despite fame, despite followers, despite celebrity status, there remains something incredibly human underneath all of it. No one enjoys watching private pain become public entertainment. No one wants personal struggles transformed into headlines. Yet, celebrity culture often creates exactly that environment. Fans want honesty. Fans want authenticity. But sometimes, the moment celebrities become truly vulnerable, criticism immediately follows. Right now, nobody truly knows what happens next, but one thing has become very clear. This story is no longer simply about paparazzi pictures. It has become a conversation about motherhood, public pressure, relationships, expectations, and how quickly social media transforms ordinary moments into massive controversies. And maybe the real truth behind Elsie Hewitt and Pete Davidson still remains hidden behind the cameras.